We'll go ahead and continue with our post-race media availabilities. We are now joined by crew chief Cole Pearn and team owner Joe Garone for the number 78 Furniture Row Denver Mattress Toyota. Cole, we'll go ahead and start with you. Martin had battled, first and second, pretty much toward the end there. Can you tell us a little bit about your race strategy, knowing that number 2 was pretty low on fuel?
Yeah, it was, we kind of committed ourselves to a 2-stop strategy and really knowing, I was like, sure enough, we're going to have all this plan and we're going to get a caution at lap 52. And we got a caution at lap 52. So that was that, and pretty much put ourselves in a fuel mileage mode. I think we ran hard early, trying to get through, get back through and get to the lead, and with the hope that maybe you got a yellow or whatever. But, it kind of became clear that wasn't going to come. And we had to be really disciplined and stick to what we needed to do, and let those guys go at times, even though it was maybe a couple years ago we wouldn't make that move. But we've gotten better at team, and we stuck to it, and we won a fuel mileage race, which is a pretty big accomplishment for us.
Awesome. Joe, can you tell us a little bit about what this means for the team?
Well, yeah, first of all, let me clear up, I'm not the owner, because I don't want to get stuck with the Bills. and I'll get stuck with them if Barney hears that. Now, Barney couldn't make it. It's another one of those events he wasn't able to make, and here we won. But it's huge. I think I heard Cole earlier saying you're kind of up on a wave, and when you can get a win, it helps keep you up there for sure. And we just have to keep our focus on what we're doing day to day and ride it all the way to the end here.
Awesome. Thanks. Holly?
Holly K, NASCAR.com. Cole, could you talk a little bit about the way the team has been able to win throughout the year? It hasn't been you won here and now where are you guys, or vice versa, but you guys have really had a very high sustaining performance.
Yeah, I think it just falls product to everybody we got in our organization. I mean, it's every week. It's you wipe the week off from the week before and get back to it. And I think we feel like we're really in a position we can win every race and compete every week. So when you have that mindset, it just, it's not like you're picking, choosing tracks to put extra effort in. We're putting that effort in every week. And I think that's why we've been able to just stay consistently good and be able to contend for wins on a weekly basis.
And just to follow up, and I don't want to upset you, but I know on television you were speaking, it's been an emotional week for you. Could you just touch on it a little bit and share with us what you might?
Yeah, it's been probably the hardest week of my life. So, but I don't know. It's still it's not over yet. I lost my best friend growing up this week. He caught a random bacterial infection from a cut and basically died in a day. It's not like he was sick. I talked to him the day before. They were coming to Michigan next weekend, so just doesn't seem real still. He's got 2 little boys that are, not going to know their dad pretty much, and I don't know. We'll get through it as a group. We're lucky to have a unbelievable friend, sport, and family around that will make sure everybody's all right. But he was a heart of gold guy that I don't know. I still haven't come to terms with it, to be honest. So.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. Cole, Martin said on pit road after the race that letting guys go by and giving up the lead was probably the hardest thing he's had to do in racing. Did you have to do any convincing to get him to slow down and do that?
He knew it in my voice that that's what we needed to do, and it just it's a product of our relationship. The fact that you can be like, hey, this is what we need to do, and he's like, okay. I think we don't squabble, we don't argue. He knows that when we're telling him that's the truth. So he did it even though it was hard to do. He's a smart guy and knew the situation we were in and did the right thing. So I think like I said earlier, 2 years ago I don't know that we win that race, but we did the things right today to get there.
In the back.
Tyler had the racing experts. Cole, first off, I'm sorry for your loss. Just can you tell me what it's like with those last few laps? Going over the calculations over and over again, were you confident that you'd done it right, or were you biting your fingernails there?
I was biting my fingernails. There's pretty much zero confidence. We knew, we ran pretty hard early in the run, trying to get through those guys to get to the lead and probably use more fuel than, we would have known if we were going to run green the whole time. So, you start that run thinking, no, there's probably odds of a caution. That's kind of how it goes here. Like there's, if you get a caution, you're going to get a lot of them, and we didn't get any. So kind of was looking that way, and definitely was pretty nervous.
Bob Parker, ESPN. I have two for you, Cole. The first is your pit strategy of going with two-stop race. That had nothing to do with the change in the pit crew guys, did it?
No, I just definitely thought, the way it's kind of odd with the stages at a road course actually makes strategy somewhat easier, especially here with, lack of tire fall off because of the repave. We had to, it was pretty clear that's what we wanted to do, so we just, committed to pitting at the end of the first stage, and then we knew we were going to, our original plan was to top like 57, 58, something like that, and, give ourselves some room for at least one overtime stab at it or whatever. But I said the only, before the race, I told everybody, I said the only way it's going to screw it up is caution at 52, and that's what happened. So, anyways, we just, nothing to do with the pit crew for sure. I think they're honestly, I haven't seen the stop data, but I think they were one of the best pit crews on pit road today, and they just did an unbelievable job like they did last week.
And also, is there less pressure doing it when you already have 3 wins and you're in the playoffs, and if you finish 20th, you've lost potentially 5 playoff points, but
I don't think so. I mean, you worked your whole life to get to this level and be in a spot to compete for wins. And I know everybody in our team loves racing, and we're all very lucky to be at this level. And you got an opportunity to win a race. It hurts just as bad no matter the situation. We want to win them all. I mean, you never know when you're going to get this opportunity again. And we've been run pretty badly together at times too. So to be running as good as we are and be able to capitalize on wins is just makes it as nerve-wracking as it is to win the first race.
Brant James, USA Today Sports for Cole. But with the separation that you guys have put on the rest of the field, particularly Kyle Larson, who was the other really hot team at the beginning of the year, I mean, do you allow yourself to think out loud or internally, we're the championship favorites now? And either way, with this short amount of regular season races left, does that change how you approach being ready when the playoffs start?
Not really. I don't think with the one race championship world that we're in, you can consider yourself a championship favorite. Really it's all about who wins Homestead. I think we feel like we got a good shot to make it to Homestead for sure, but really, I mean, to say you're a championship favorite in a one race format is you just can't say that. So I think, we're a favorite to make it for sure. But I want to look back on this year and win as many races as possible. So if we blow up at lap 2 or wreck at lap 2 and Homestead, and you don't look back on your year as a disappointment. So I think going into the year, we really just wanted to do as well as we could all year and enjoy it. And whatever happens at the end of the year happens at the end of the year.
Nate Ryan, NBC Sports. Cole, Martin kind of went to both ends of the spectrum, both with backing off to let Keselowski and Blaney go, and then on the last lap having to put some really good moves to fend off Kenseth. Where would you rank this drive for Martin in the time you've been with him?
It was one of his best for sure. I mean, I don't know. The 18 was really good early on, but we knew we were the next best car. I think we got our car definitely better after the first pit stop, and for whatever reason, that first set of tires we struggled with it in qualifying and struggled with it on the first run for whatever reason. And but for him to to have the discipline to do that, and then at the same time, you're at a road course, just, saving fuel at oval is one thing, but trying to save fuel at a road course is a whole different animal because it's all about, braking hard and accelerating hard. So trying to do it here, is a unique challenge. And for him to be able to do that and stay disciplined that's just a huge accomplishment for him. I think you look back at his career, how many races he's lost on fuel mileage to pull it together and get it to victory lane was pretty awesome.
Jeff Gluck from jeffgluck.com, Cole. It seems like NASCAR is maybe officiating these races a little bit differently after there was an outcry at Michigan in June. Do you take that into account when you're planning your strategy for the end of these races?
I don't know if I can speak to that. I don't think so. I don't know. You always stay open for the scenarios. You're on the scenario you're on, and then you're always thinking about, all right, well, if this happens, what do we do? And if this happens, what do we do? And you'd play the hand you're dealt with at the time, and then when it changes, you adapt. So I think that's, if anything, experience has taught me and taught the team is just, being really to stay fluent and stay, stay fresh and able to make the decision when the situation changes. So easy to get locked into a plan and thinking that's your only plan, but when it changes, you got to be able to adapt.
Knowing that Kenseth kind of could really use the win to make the playoffs, were you thinking, man, he's going to make it interesting, or were you thinking, oh, he's still looking for a ride for next year, so maybe he won't want to make it too interesting?
I don't know if I got that deep in the thought, but I was just like, man, just keep it about 3 car lengths away. I don't want him to be end up in the fence or whatever. I was thinking about it for sure, and he did right. We kept it far enough away to avoid the suicide bomber attack, but we did the right thing.
Are there any other questions for Cole? Oh, go for it. Yep.
Can you just talk about Eric? Sorry. You want to finish your conversation? Can you talk a little bit about Eric Jones? He picked up his 7th top 10 today. It looks like he's really, coming along, and to do that against the crowd that was up at the field was fairly impressive.
Absolutely. I thought he did a great job. It's in particular here on a road course. When he went to Sonoma, it had been the first time he'd even seen the racetrack. And although he has some races here, he's still, to run up front, run with the cars that he was running, was great. And he's had a real up and down year, and it seems like it is getting a lot better for him right now. And
I think it's because I ripped his ass after Sonoma.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, and for the team side, we didn't help him out at Sonoma either, because
No, he was complaining about hating road course racing. I told him he had a long career ahead of him, and he better get to like it, because he got to race there 2 times a year every year. So
he came here with a much better attitude, that's for sure. But globally, he's doing terrific, and it does look like he's finishing up here strong. So.
He seems like the kind of kid that you don't have to teach him speed, but you might have to teach him fundamentals. Would that be accurate?
I think that's accurate. Yeah, he's very talented.
Oh, and just for them to go through the week they've had to come out here and run as well as they did at a road course is I'm as excited for them as I am for us.
Absolutely, James stepping in and doing what he did, and at a last moment here is just terrific, really.
We're the first international crew chief team this weekend.
That's right.
I had a Canadian and Australian run the show.
Eh?
All right. Are there any other questions? All right. You guys are good. Thank you and congratulations.
Thanks.
Thank you.